dive deep into the intriguing world of quantum physics, where reality as we know it could be just an illusion. Quantum physics, the realm where particles may be in several places at once, where they can pass through solid walls, and where their fate can be entwined with others, no matter how far apart they are. This is no science fiction, this is the fundamental nature of our universe as understood by the greatest minds of our time. Our journey starts with the tiny constituents of matter, particles, which behave in ways that are truly bizarre by our everyday standards. The principles of quantum physics challenge our conventional understanding of reality, breaking down the laws we thought we knew, and replacing them with a set of rules that seem straight out of a fantasy novel. And in this puzzling universe lies a particularly intriguing hypothesis: the false vacuum. Unravel the enigma of the false vacuum hypothesis, a theory that suggests our universe might be in a false phase state as a part of a larger universe, like if we were trapped inside a giant cosmic bubble. Now what does this mean? Well, let's dive into the deep end of quantum physics. Picture our universe as a bubble, not a real bubble but a quantum one. This bubble is in what we call a metastable state. This term, metastable, might sound complex, but it simply means that our universe is stable, but not in its most stable state. It's like a ball sitting in a valley, stable for now but with a bigger, deeper valley nearby. You see, in quantum physics, particles can exist in multiple states. They can be in a high-energy state, a low-energy state, or somewhere in between. And this is where the false vacuum hypothesis comes in. The theory proposes that our universe is in a high-energy state, a false vacuum state, but there's a lower energy state it could decay into, a true vacuum state. This is the deeper valley we mentioned earlier, but how does this decay happen? It's a bit like boiling water. When you heat water, it doesn't boil immediately. It first forms bubbles at the bottom, which then rise and expand until the whole pot is boiling. The same could happen with our universe. The false vacuum could decay into a true vacuum, starting at one point and spreading out at the speed of light. This could lead to the creation of a new universe with different laws of physics. What's fascinating is that this process could already have started somewhere in our universe and we wouldn't know until it reaches us. And when it does, it could wipe out everything we know in an instant. But before you start panicking, remember that this is just a hypothesis. It's a part of the larger puzzle that is our universe, a puzzle that we're still trying to piece together. What if one day this bubble pops? What happens next? Imagine a bubble popping but on a cosmic scale. This could potentially lead to the end of everything as we know it. Yes, we're talking about the dramatic implications of the false vacuum hypothesis. In the heart of this hypothesis lies the concept of bubble nucleation. This idea suggests that somewhere out there in the vast cosmos, a tiny bubble could form, but this isn't your typical bubble. It's a bubble of true vacuum, a new phase of space, born out of quantum fluctuations. Now this bubble wouldn't just float around harmlessly. Instead, it would expand at the speed of light, obliterating everything in its path and replacing our familiar universe with a new one. Essentially, it would be a cosmic reset button, erasing everything we know and replacing it with something entirely different. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? But before you start packing your cosmic survival kit, let's add a dash of perspective. This event, if it's even possible, is extraordinarily unlikely to occur anytime soon. In fact, the odds are so remote that they're almost impossible to calculate. So, while the false vacuum hypothesis does paint a potentially grim picture of universal doom, it's not something that should keep you up at night. After all, the cosmos is a place of wonder and mystery, not just a source of existential dread. So, even though the false vacuum hypothesis paints a potentially grim picture, there's no need to lose sleep over it. Let's wrap things up and revisit the false vacuum hypothesis. It's a riveting concept that suggests our universe is in a metastable state, not truly stable. This means it could, in theory, decay into a more stable state, causing a cosmic doomsday. However, fret not, this is largely speculative and based on complex quantum physics calculations. In essence, the false vacuum hypothesis proposes that our universe might just be a temporary illusion, awaiting to decay into a more stable real universe. But remember, it's just a hypothesis, one of the many fascinating ideas in the realm of quantum physics.